It wasn't a summit as much as a pressure group. Countries from Greece to Austria who feel they've shouldered the burden of the refugee crisis without help from the rest of the EU. They want to make sure it never happens again.
The
general opinion is unequivocal. We need to secure our borders and we need control over our borders. We can put a full stop behind this. This is the most important aim. We need control over our borders. It has to be we who decide who comes to Europe, not smuggler gangs.
The pressure is aimed at the leaders of the EU and Angela Merkel in particular, who many blame for provoking the crisis by opening Germany's doors to refugees.
We have had an overall intensive and concrete discussion since all the member states which were present are affected. I think this is doing justice to our overall European responsibility, which assumes we want to stop illegal immigration. We want to fulfil our humanitarian responsibility. And that means to fight the causes why people flee from their countries and give refugees the chance to remain closer to their countries of origin.
Much of Europe continues to grapple with the influx of refugees and migrants that has fueled nationalism and challenged European values and solidarity. Here in Austria, they will soon rerun the vote that earlier in the summer came within a whisker of electing the European Union's first ever far-right head of state. The rise of the right is a theme that Austria shares with many of the countries on the so-called Balkan refugee route into Europe. Which means sympathy for refugees fleeing war and those who seek a better life in Europe is at an all-time low. Where once they arrived in the thousands each day, now the flow of refugees into the European Union has slowed. This is a shelter run by the Austrian Red Cross in Vienna. That's largely due to a deal with Turkey holding them back, but it's a deal that everyone knows could easily fall apart with obvious consequences.
I'm sure that most of the people still in Syria, if they get a chance to leave, they will come.
That's something the countries along the refugee route are determined to prevent. Jonah Hull, Al Jazeera, Vienna.